Hoi there, it's Skyward Shield. Welcome to a new Smite video. Today we are going over the patch notes for patch 3.21, Arbiter of the Damned. And it's the new god, Thoth. Or they call him Thoth sometimes, but even in their case, they've been calling it Thoth before they made him into this game. And let me tell you, if you want my initial reaction, it's simple. He is raw, but if he had no healing circle and went full aggro, he's just like Raw. He's like Raw 2.0 if I would say so myself. And I'm happy with this. I like this. This new god so far, which I think he'll be fun. I can't wait to play him. I haven't really been this excited to play a new god since I'm not even sure what Jingwei, because Fafnir I didn't care about first. Terra I was like, oh, Earth Milf, give her a try maybe. And Erling Shen didn't care about, and yeah, and Camisot's I haven't even touched still. At least I've given Erling Shen a try. I think I could have fun with him, but I just don't really feel like playing him. But this guy, I'm definitely going to play on day one when the patch comes out. Anyway, let's go over his abilities. Passive. Each time Thoth kills an enemy, he adds their name to his book, learning about their weaknesses. For every 30 names in his book, he gains a stack of 5 magical penetrations. At level 1, he can gain a maximum of 1 stack, 2 at level 5, 3 at level 9, 4 at level 13, and 5 at level 17. So in a way, it kind of has a bit of a level up style thing, just like with the rest of his kit. But this can be killing anything. It's not a god, because if it were a god, 30 names, oh, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You'd have to be playing with bots. But no, it can be gods, it can be jungle camp creatures, especially mini bosses like the Cold Fury and the Fire Giant, stuff like them. They count. Anyway, I think that's cool. I mean, it's kind of in reference to the actual Book of Thoth, but you know, it stacks with pretty much everything. Well, just like the Book of Thoth, but it gives pen. Of course, you're probably going to actually give him Book of Thoth as well. Theoretically, you could quadruple stack, which has never been done before. You could get a Book of Thoth, a Warlock Sash, and Doom Orb, as well as your passive. So theoretically, you could quadruple stack, and it might be good, maybe. But you know, Doom Orb is always that risk-reward type of item, so it's why not picked up too often. Anyway, is 1. Hieroglyphic Assault. Thoth begins to gather magic from the air, ignoring the basic attack movement penalty and conjuring 3 hieroglyphs. His next 3 basic attacks pass through enemies and do ability damage from 35 to 115 plus 25% of his magical power. Instead, it costs 60 to 80, cooldown of 8 seconds. If these attacks pass through the Glyph of Pain, their range is increased. You'll see what that is in a moment. But basically, he just fires 3 straight shots. I don't think he can be boosted with attack speed, so at first, when you're seeing this, you're like, oh, maybe I should build him attack speed, kind of like a Freya. He could be an ADC. No, you can't do that, apparently, I think, and that's fine. I'm okay with this. This guy is more of an artillery mage. Like, he's just one giant cannon, to put it one way. Anyway, his 2, Ponderous Escape. Thoth dashes in the direction he's currently traveling. After dashing for 5 seconds, Thoth's next basic attack instead fires a magical projectile at the target, which slows 20 to 40% and deals ability damage 70 to 230, which is a huge spike if you ask me, and plus 60% of your magical power. Cost 70 to 90, cooldown 18 seconds, slow duration 2.5 seconds. So remember, this is what makes Ra and every other old original Smite god that was a mage suck. They don't have escapes. This is Ra with an escape. You switch the circle for the escape. But I think it's fine. This is pretty good. He moves like Rom. If you played Rom, you know, like say if you're running backwards, you will dash backwards. You're just turning straight right. Like you're gonna move to the right. It works like that, which I'm okay with. I like this, and plus the shot that slow. If you hit it, it can be good, especially when you want to set up a shot, like set up a snipe. This guy could be a setup god as well, just like Ra, if not better, maybe. Glyph of Pain. From his book, Thoth conjures forth a hieroglyph in front of him. Thoth's ability projectile passing through through the glyph, it received increased damage 15 to 55 plus 10% magical power, and range increase of 30. Cost 60. Cooldown 5 seconds. Thoth and allies' basic attack projectiles receive a reduced damage bonus, 5 to 25 plus 5% of magical power, but no range increase. So, support, you could have support Thoth, where he just puts up the wall, you build the wall, and someone with like some ADC will just shoot through it so they can clear lane faster or hit an enemy god. This thing could be much more convenient in a jungle fight because there's little room to escape, so you can probably get your shots better, but I think this is pretty good because it boosts everything. Also, I don't think it mentions it, but this can actually help with Ponderous Escape as well. Lastly, his ultimate Final Judgment. Thoth begins summoning pages from his book up to a maximum of 4. When all 4 have been summoned, he sends them forward, damaging 360 to 680 plus 140% magical power to all enemies in their path. Costs 90, cooldown 70. Thoth may activate this ability to fire the ability early, doing a reduced amount of damage based on the number of pages currently summoned. Another thing to note, there are a couple things to note. You are not CC immune to this, so unlike Raw's, which I've used to actually avoid stuff like, say, an Ares chain, I've actually dodged those because you time it just before it does the pull. You'll still take the damage, but you'll dodge it. But this is the thing. It looks like he's going to clearly be beads dependent. Beads is going to be a must pick up for relics on him because hard CC effects are going to be his bane. So someone like an Ares or a Kumba is going to shut him down. The one thing to note as well, Glyph of Pain will also boost its range pretty good. So it's a snipe, it's a charge up snipe, you can shoot it early, you can wait till it's fully charged. It doesn't fire instant like Raw's, it fires similar to Janus's, but I think it's a very good ult. I think it's good. It's hard to set up though, because unlike if you had an Ares on your team, normally with Raw, the moment I know they get pulled in, I know the timing to fire. I know the timing, but with him, you have to charge it up a lot earlier, like probably when he's saying I have you now. That's when you need to start charging the ult if you want to get max power and hit everybody. But the good news, like with Ares, everyone will get purification and say no thank you, I'm not going to get pulled in this time. So you could just turn it off, right click, and it's stopped. It doesn't waste the ult, and you can use it later. I think it's pretty good. And one thing to note, this voice actor, you've heard him before. If you start playing the game and you pick a god, there might be a video where it has a quick overview of their skills. That voice talking to you talking in the video is the same guy who's playing Thoth. Or if you want to know a more recent example, he plays Maxwell in Hellsing Abridged. I believe he plays Dr. Giraud in Team 4-Star. So this is a Team 4-Star guy we're playing here, but he's been involved with Smite for a little while now. I mean, no calling Klinkenbeard long, but, you know. Pretty good. Also, just like Raw, I know I keep comparing him to this, but this is the end. And we're going to move on to the other stuff for the rest of the patch, but oh my god, his laugh spam is going to be great. I'm hoping we can get a team of I'm Raw, someone else's Thoth, win the match, dual laugh spam, you have those laughs of those two bird gods and say what's up. Although I will say I thought Thoth would be a monkey, but that's just because of Atlas and Shin Megami Tensei / Persona. That's how I see Thoth. But it's whatever. I'm not gonna gripe over it anymore. But other than that, I am very excited for Thoth. Next, now we have the new god skins, and it's Hanoon.
The trick to riding this uncomfortable lump is some good riding, chaps. I'm sorry, amigo. You know I appreciate you.
Okay, so at first I thought it was Charles Martinet playing him, but now I thought it might have been somebody else, and I think it's Eggman's voice actor. You know, the current Eggman, the one who's been in like Sonic Boom, Sonic Generations, and even up like Sonic X2 now. He's the only voice actor that's kept his role since the Sonic X era. Next, but anyway, yes, if that's true, I'm excited. I can't wait to get this skin because he even speaks a little Spanish. Looks a little bit like Peco Spill, if you ask me. But anyway, here's Ignis Terra.
I wouldn't think of doing anything stupid if I were you.
being honest here, I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is why I've been slacking off in videos and in schoolwork. But this sounds like a boss and kind of looks like a boss for Shin Megami Tensei, if you ask me. Wouldn't be surprising because, like I said, if it's a god in Smite, there's a high chance they're in an Atlas game somewhere. Ymir's in it. Thoth is in it, as I mentioned earlier. Sun Wukong's in it. Ama's in it. Izanami's in it. You get my point. Speaking of Ymir, oh, I like this one too.
I'd be lying if I said I was delighted to meet you.
It seems the audio is glitching out, maybe. Maybe I'm just not hearing it all. I feel like there's more to it, but if it all went through, I played it a couple times just to be safe. I'll be sure to edit that. If it all went through and you heard it all, what if you don't remember that voice actor? That's Ares' voice actor. He's playing Ymir, so there's a chance an Ares skin might come in the future. But more importantly, if you know who Ares' voice actor is, you also know he's the god of destruction, Beerus. He's Lord Beerus from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. Next, this skin's been known for months now. You've seen it since the beginning of the Odyssey. People thought it was coming a lot sooner, but it's Hibi Chibi. I'm surprised they're actually using Chibi. I guess I think High Res has embraced full-on weeb. That's all it is, just a laugh, which is too bad. And another Ama skin. I'm not too big of a fan on the voice so far.
Why do they call it championships? Ships can't become champions.
Maybe I'll grow to love it later, just like Foxy Ama. I mean, like I said, I loved the voice actress for Ama. I think she's great. But, I mean, it's the portrait for that Foxy Ama. It makes her look like she's 45. And, yeah. Not into cougars, so anyway. Apollo doesn't have a voice change. Maybe he does, and they just forgot to include it. I don't think he does have a change, actually. It does look cool. I love how the rings look on around his arm. And next, Convention Khepri, which I want as well. We got Camasot's Mastery skins and updated Sylvanas Mastery skins as well. Pretty good. Can't wait for this. I'm probably going to have to shelve in more money for all this stuff, but they better give me good things. I mean, all I know is you get... I didn't memorize everything, but if you spend 1,500 gems, you get this Ama skin, Apollo skin, Convention 2017 Khepri, and a chest. There's a little more to it. Anyway, next, Bakasura gets a dance emote. Hope to see it. I didn't get to see it. The Mana achievements, Odyssey adding some stuff, which one thing to note, Hibi Chibi is not on that list. They've updated the PC spectator client to better match the console spectate, which honestly I think it looks a little better, and added Facebook in-game streaming. It'll be between the surrender button and exit game button. Oh no, the Hibi Chibi Hades is part of the digital loot pack. Here it is here. So Hibi Chibi Hades, Ama, Apollo, Khepri, the Ward skin, the global emote, and the recall effect will all be limited, and a divine chest roll. All 1,500, which 4 skins. I would have taken the 4. I would just take, honestly, I just want the 4 skins, but everything else and the chest roll will do. Item changes. They fixed the glitch where the Heartseeker would consume its stacks on things like such as the Mercury and Neath Ultimate, where like if you cancel them. I think if I recall, I think it's because just like Merc and Neath have to charge their ults. And there's a chance, even if you just cancel, like, oh, never mind, I'm going to use it in a minute, I'll use it another time, it's still wasted your stacks, so... And if that's what I'm thinking that's what it was, but good, make this item better, because I think it's good, especially on certain gods like Jingwei. Oni Hunter's Garb. Increased CCR from 15% to 20%, and the passive now provides 10 magical protections every 6 seconds. Max of 5 stacks. People are they're just trying to make this item picked up more, which honestly I would rather take Genji's Guard. If you're going through this item tree, I would take Genji's Guard, especially if you're cooldown to heavy. Spirit Robe, getting a buff. We gotta make Warriors and Guardians great again, so Spirit Robe now has the passive got a buff to where now every... the passive can now only occur once every 15 seconds from 10 seconds. Actually, no, isn't that a nerf? I heard it's a buff. I don't know. I want to say it was I heard it was a buff. Alright, Spirit Robe has become a type item purchased by gods and classes and all classes and roles. You're joking, right? The true mitigation provided by the passives are powerful effects for increasing the eternal cooldown to allow players to counterattack between triggers or during team fights. Oh yeah, it's a nerf actually. We need to make Guardians great again. 6 more days, guys. 6 more days till the clown car ride is over. Enough politics, though. Gods. Okay, this is what I call the ADC buff. I mean, if not for Thoth, I would not like this patch because Chiron, training exercise, reduced cooldown 15 to 13 seconds. Centaurus, increased projectile speed from 150 175. G fucking G, boys. Erling, Shen, Pin, they keep nerfing this guy. They keep nerfing this guy to the ground. Rip the Dream, adjusted root and cripple durations from now 1.1 to 1.75 to 1.3 at all ranks. You're still going to put this one up first because it's your main source of damage. Freya. She's annoying in the meta, and they're like, oh, maybe we should buff her because ADCs. So, Banish. It's now 1.5 at all ranks. There's a visual effect to show when banished targets will fall, so if you're a Ra, you want to snipe, guess what? You have the chance now. You'll know when it's coming. You know when it's coming now. Reduced mana cost 75 at all ranks to 70 to 50. It's going to get cheaper. Oh boy, George. I don't like this one bit. Freya's annoying. But if you want to talk about gods that need to be nerfed, it's Zeus right now. Zeus is playing much better, and I don't know why. Honestly, if I have to tell you why, his ult is coming, especially, it's one thing if it went down later in the game, but early game, the cooldown isn't that bad. It feels like just 1 minute passes, and bam, it's up already. He's supposed to be a burst mage. As such, his opportunities to ult should be limited, but that's just me. I'll probably submit that when it comes to talking about what needs to be changed in the next patch. Anyway, Ho Yi, Sunbreaker now slows all targets inside 20% for 0.5 seconds on every hit. So good luck getting into that. Increased slows on targets marked by the mark of the Golden Crow from 20 to 40%, and increased duration from 0.25 seconds to 0.5 seconds. Oh boy. I'm telling you, these guys getting buffed to all hell. Now this is weird. I'm gonna read you what High-Res's excuse is. Kali's new passive allows players to select their targets at the start of the game, but players learn they can quickly disconnect to cause the target to switch to a random target, negating the initial choice. After looking at various cases of this abuse case, we have decided to make Kali's passive now persist on disconnected targets. Now on paper, this sounds like the right thing. It's like, yeah, banish to stop the cheaters. They're trying to abuse this. Like, I don't want this as a passive. Let's let him move on to someone like a Ymir, where she's not going to try to get him early game. So anyway, yeah, they fixed the glitch where you can't change your target, but now it will no longer automatically switch away from a target who is disconnected. Here's my problem with that. If they're gone for the whole game, you could be killing people without your target, and that's fine. But if if you can't switch your target, sure, you might not have died, but if you really want to get the true benefits of your passive, you have no passive. You're a god with no passive if they never come back. My rule would have been, if they're gone for, say, 3 minutes, the passive switches. Maybe that's too complicated to do, and it probably is, but come on. You can't just let it stay there. And if it keeps going on, because when you're in a team fight, what makes Kali great, she can 2v1 or 3v1 as long as she hits her target first. She will, as long as she hits her target, it'll be fine. She could keep going, which I feel this is more of a nerf. I understand why they're doing it, but I just don't agree with it, especially if someone DCs because of rage quit, or they DC because of or they just DC for whatever other reason. That means Kali's stuck targeting somebody she can't even kill. I mean, she could kill, but she had to risk her neck going in their fountain to do it. So have fun with that. I don't like this. I understand why they're doing it, but I just heavily disagree, and I hope they look into that later. Kukulkan getting a buff because the most easiest god in the game needs to be buffed because it's buff for the casuals. I don't want to sound elitist, but that's pretty much who plays Kukulkan. People who don't know how to play this game. He's easy. His tornado is annoying. That's the point. You just drop a tornado. Yeah, they're dead. They're halfway health. Slow them down, then ult them. GG. It's almost like on her in a way. You impale them, ult. No, you beware the shifting sands, impale them to a wall, ult them, and if they're still alive, jump on them. They're gonna die that way. So Slipstream, it increased Slipstream movement speed from 20 to 40 to now 40 to 80, but the movement speed now decays over the duration of the skill. I don't like this. I mean, I get it; it slows down, but if you can, so if you have a dash, you'll probably catch up to him later. But I still don't like this. Neath, they fixed some issues where she would play audio from other Neath skins, and they also updated the Book of Neath and Scarlet Dangerfield easier to tell if they're friendly or enemy waves. Thank God. Needed to do that. Susano, thank God, they listened. They did what I said before when it's like, if you're going to keep nerfing this guy to the ground, and you know it's a bad idea, you just undo what you did. They kind of undid things. I mean, he's still not getting everything. I mean, they reverted the pre-fire change back to normal because it felt slow and clunky, but now the Typhoon now changes visually and will knock up enemies after charging for 1 second. So the knock-up is back and faster. Well, not faster than before. It used to be instant, but now, at the very least, yes, you have to charge, but not all the way. They found a middle ground, and I agree with that. Next, Terra, because Guardians are so overpowered, guys. Not those ADCs. Not ADCs. Now, the monolith can be destroyed by players after using 3 basic attacks. So here's my problem. If someone has a long enough attack range, like an Aphrodite who has the longest range, she could stay out of the circle and try to and just break it. Now, either you body block it, or she just let her destroy it. The thing that I would like is, if they can, change it to where they have to be in the circle to destroy it. So that way, at the very least, you could use this tactic, this monolith, to your advantage. If you make them come in to destroy it, then you charge in, they're trapped. It's a risk to do it. They nerfed her for this because all she did to pull up the 3, dash through it, and they're trapped. They're hopeless, and they're going to get destroyed by your allies. But I just think they need to change. They just need to make this a risk-reward thing with Terra. Because, like I said, these Guardians were fine. You never needed to buff them. You just need to give people a long time to understand them. You shouldn't change, like, oh, they need to buff them immediately. They need to nerf them immediately. No. Give them time to understand these. Guardians, because of their hard CC effects, they typically can be hard to understand. They're not, I wouldn't say they're like depth and require refined tastes. But I'm just saying, you need to give people the time to get to know them, to get to know these gods better, and see what they come up with, and then work from there. These gods were never OP, since they were never really OP. They're just, people figured out how to make them good. Like Nemesis, which they now want to nerf her to the ground. But they won't nerf these ADCs. Look at Jubilanke, reduced mana costs from Branching Bola, H16 now 6 to 14. Poison Darts, reduced mana costs from 70 to 90. 60 to 80. This is the ADC buff, and Guardians get wrecked. So no more Guardians of the Galaxy for me. But anyway, I think that'll do it for this patch. I mean, I love the new god. Can't say I agree with everything else, but yeah, I think that'll do it. Have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or just say whatever you think about the patch notes. Yeah, I'll see you guys in another video.